Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, get that bell notification on too, so you don't miss out on the next episode of Fort Prairie, an Alberta themed city. And next week we're back in Brockton County, our Ontario themed city. Last episode we built an interchange for the entire episode. A bit longer than I was hoping for, but I think it was important to kind of detail out each decision we were making. When it comes to more basic interchanges, I'll definitely speed them through in the future, but this one was a fun one. It was a challenging interchange that needed to be built. It declogged most of our city by building it, but it was a challenge because we're building it in a difficult topographical area. So it was a fun little challenge, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Today's episode, we have a lot on the plate. We're going to do a bunch of small things that I think is going to really set up the city for the next go through, where we're going to have a whole other project to do. We're going to probably try to leave Prairie Station next week and start doing some other things, like the farming, maybe another industry, maybe some network planning throughout the whole map as a whole. I don't know, that's too far ahead to think, because we still got a lot to do today. So this is the interchange we built. It flows really great. I've been watching it for a little while. I've done some edits just to make sure that there's enough lanes for what's needed. I've done some lane detailing. Let's start over here. We have two dedicated left lanes going into this area over here, which kind of goes into our industry area over here. Yeah, we needed the two lanes because it was just starting to back up. Sometimes there'll be like a large swath of cars that'll come through here, and the two lanes really goes well with that. We also have 3 lanes on this side, and as you see, it goes from 1 into 2, and then from 2 into 3, and this just allows the cars to line up where they need to. So we have a dedicated right, we have a dedicated straight, and we have a left, and this left is going to come in handy when we start building things out over here. Over on this side, we have enough space here for these cars to come through here from our industry area underneath this tunnel, and then they can hop into here. Then they can choose whether or not they want to duck around on this side of the highway, or they go onto this side. And then we also have a nice slip lane coming off to get into the farming area, which will definitely be in use in the future. And then we also have this on-ramp from this side to get into the highway over here. And if a car's coming from this side and they need to go on this side, they'll just swing by over onto this part. Oh wait, whoa, sorry, right here, and come in, and then they can also get into the highway that way as well, or just go straight into the town. So I think it works out really great. Last episode I asked for a name. Feel free to leave a name suggestion for this interchange, because I don't know what kind of interchange it is. We just kind of went with the flow, with what the topography was demanding. And why don't I show that topographical map to kind of show why it was such a challenge. I mean, look at all those hill markers. So yeah, it was a fun little build. So I also did some traffic management over here, and then also over here where we have a lot of truck traffic. And this is where we're going to start today. So if I click this road, which I think I already did ahead of time, we'll see where all the traffic is coming in from. So we have lots of traffic coming in from over here, but we also have some traffic coming in from this side, and even cars going from this side all the way through into this tunnel and then over to here. So what that's telling me is that there's only one way across the rails over here. So I think we need to look at maybe getting a second way across the rails, or a second cargo station altogether. I think this one will be able to handle everything over here. But if we can get a second one over here, right here, I think it'll be able to pull a lot of the industry goods and commercial goods from this side of the map, and then we'll stop clogging up the networks over here, and we can focus on getting a smooth connection point for everything on this side of the rail. Now I know a lot of inbound trucks are coming in at the moment. In the future, we'll have other cargo stations over here. When we have our ore and oil industry out this way, which will divert the inbound traffic from the other side of the map. So what I'm thinking is we get a rail station here, and then in the future, when we have some farming industry, the rail lines are pretty far away. So what I'm thinking is we curve it out. Whoa. We curve it out right here, and then we'll have an opportunity to continue that into our farming area, which would be good for like a spur line. Or until we get to that point, traffic can come across this road down past the church and then into this area over here. So I think we're gonna start with that. Just a secondary support type of you know, rail. But there is just a lot, and sometimes there's a lot, sometimes it flows pretty nicely like this. So a little interesting. I did put a light here to see if we could, you know, fix some of the issues, because there's just a lot of pedestrians that are using these connections, which, by the way, yeah, lots of pedestrians are using this area, which is fantastic to see. We still haven't detailed up this area too much. I added trees, I think, off camera as well. Yeah, I don't normally do stuff off camera, but anyways, so I chose this spot because of the topography of this area. So I already sank this area down to see how far we had to go down to match that up with the rail line. It's not too bad. This area seemed flat enough that it would be fine. I also wanted to get the cargo station on this side of the rails because of the potential of crossing the highway into our farming area in the future. Now, beyond the farming area, there is not too much going on. Maybe we can bring that rail out over here or something like that and connect it out of bounds over here, but that is, or over onto this side. We do have that rail over here anyways. So that's a big future project, but this will be the first spur line off of the rail network, which will be good. I believe we're going to probably curve the rail off from here into our downtown. And the reason why is because the topography is interesting. So I actually made this cut yesterday as well while I was playing, while I was, you know, just simming, because I noticed that the rails were going like woo over top this hill. So I just made it level, and yeah, okay, so I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like I've been talking too much. Let's just go into move it here, and I want to grab those nodes. We're gonna set it to the same height as that, and that is the height that I think we need the cargo rail station to be on. All right, so if I grab, go into the network multi-tool here, we go into slope. I'm gonna slope this road from this corner here down, and how does this look? It still looks fine. That's great. And then this over here, this garbage should probably be at the same height as that, just to level it out. All right, now let's just smooth out this area a little bit. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do the other roads. Let's actually just bring it to here. Here to here. There we go. And then from this side as well, I guess. Just over to here. Oh, look at that. So there's not a ton of, you know, change in the topography that we need to do. So I don't really mind. Don't mind doing this. Smooth this all out. Level up the rail with the road. And why don't we just do this instead? So I'm going to use those trees as a bit of a barrier again. And look at that. Back at relatively the same height, which is fantastic for when we're looking to go across the highway here. All right. So I'm not going to do too much more. Probably just looking to level this area out. And then we're going into here, and then I guess we'll probably tunnel underneath the highway. Or maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to do that today. That's a future project. Alrighty. Oh, let's get the smoothing brush out. Turn it up a little bit. All right, we're good to go now. So let's get a bit of a one-way system going here. So I think we'll come from this road here, and then we'll go into a bit of an on-ramp here. So we'll go with the 1-lane road, no parking. Node snapping on. Ground level. There we go. Let's bring it out to there, about there, that's fine. And then we'll bring it down like so. Very simple. Very simple. And what we'll do here is we'll grab the cargo rail station. And we'll plop it down. Now I think I'm going to bring it a bit closer when we currently have it. That is... Actually, I think we're going to need to bring it down a bit farther along here. Okay, so I think here is probably a suitable area. I think we're going to need to do some more change to the topography here. Yes, I believe we will, because I was really hoping to get this one to look a bit more like the like a rail yard. So we'll have to bump it out a bit more. And since we're clearing the land, we'll also clear the trees. Alrighty. Alrighty. And now we need to connect this up, eh? So we'll connect it from over here. And let's turn bending off. And we'll do this. Let's just go onto this tool, actually. Turn anarchy on. There we go. And then we'll turn anarchy on again, and we'll swoop out a bit farther on this side. Yeah, this works for now. And then the thing is, though, if we're going to get this to go farther into here, we're definitely going to want to have a separate connection point. So let's actually delete this. I think we can leave that one for now. And let's try and get a second line through here. And this is going to be the primary line. So we'll just get this to about this point for now. And we'll get this one down. And unfortunately, I think we're going to need to change a few things up. So we'll actually need to delete this. This one is going to go in its stead. And we'll have that connection point over here. And then, oh, a little funkiness happening. I believe this will cause issues if I connect it up. So we may need to actually just have this as, like, maybe we can't have the cargo station, any trains coming from this side of the map into this cargo station. Because that would cause issues, because it is pretty close. I don't want it any farther over, although we may have to. Yeah, I think we might have to, because it wouldn't make sense for us to not have that connection point. All right, so let's just do a bit of a mulligan here. We'll come off of this road here. We'll connect up, and I'll just leave everything the way it is for now. We'll scooch this over. Let's try and center it here. Doesn't really center properly, so we'll go a bit off center to about that point. That should be enough space for us to plant this rail down properly. There we go. So we do have a bit of a crazy junction there, but should be fine. Then we'll add in a node over here. So actually, let's start with just by going straight from this point. There we go. Let's just move it really quickly, and we'll move it. Whoops. We'll move it down so it's a bit closer. Alrighty. And then we're going to go into the curve tool here, and we're going to connect up right into there, I guess. Yeah, we'll swing this out so it's not as sharp. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, let's just go to the node controller now because it is bugging me. Let's square that node off. Yeah, okay, and we'll have to just move some things around to get that to disappear, that glitch. All right, we'll have to go into move it then to fix that. There we go. So we have a bit of a cross junction here, but it should work fine. This is a dedicated line, I believe. If you look at the rails, yeah, this rail doesn't go over here, which is great, but this one does. And that means we have a dedicated system to get into here from the city. Yeah, we'll have to clean this up with some detailing, but hopefully nothing is actually using that at the moment. And then we're just gonna need to connect in here, so pretty simple enough. Let's go from that point on. There we go. And we should be good over there. Trains can leave from over here now. And let's just drag this out a bit farther. So we'll go with node snapping. We'll bring it out. Actually, I don't think we've leveled it out yet all the way that we need. So yeah, there we go. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna draw it past where we need for now, and then we'll have the rail yard maybe on this side over here. I don't know. I guess that kind of makes sense. So as long as we're not going to connect it onto this side, which I guess we probably should for future trains, we'll also have it kind of just come out to here, and then we'll bend it down and have just a few extra lines in here. So I'm just going to move it here, grab these nodes. This is just for decoration. I'm going to bring these over. I'm going to grab those two, bring it over. Then I'm going to copy it, place it down. I'll realign them again, but these are just for fun. There we go. Hopefully the amount of stuff coming out of that node doesn't hurt us too much. But it is just for the looks. The looks of a rail yard. Yeah, it might be not the best area to live in with the noise, but I think it'll be fine. All right, so we have a connection point onto here so that this cargo station isn't useless from both sides. And we're good on this side. Again, probably not the most ideal situation, but this line will continue out in a future episode. Now, I guess now what's happening is we're having cargo trucks come through here, and then they'll have to exit out on this side or this side. I think we should probably get them to exit on this side because of the fact that this one connects to the bridge and this one doesn't. So let's just delete this road here, and then we'll flip this around. Yep. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into traffic manager here, and since this is a residential neighborhood around here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ban trucks on this road here, because I don't want trucks to come from there, and I also don't want trucks to come onto this road. So they'll have to take a left into here, so that means we'll probably need to upgrade this road preemptively. So we'll just grab this and we'll upgrade this whole road, flip it around over there, and we'll have an extra lane on this side. And then right here, I guess we'll need it to be 2 lanes at least. Could even go at 3 lanes. If we go 3 lanes, no parking. So they'll choose their slot here. And then yeah, so they can go straight left and right, which would be definitely beneficial for you know, speeding up the traffic flow. And then okay, so we're almost kind of done this area. Let's just slope this down to here a little bit nicer, less aggressive slope than we previously had. let's also fix this slope, and then we'll fix... This one didn't connect. Interesting. Hopefully we can fix that before the houses disappear. Alright, if I then rezone that properly. Ah, looks like these houses were a little bit messed up anyways. So let's just destroy them. Yeah, it looks like this zoning is a bit funky, so hopefully we can fix that in the future. Alright. Alright. I think what we'll do is we'll play with the zoning a little bit right here. Let's turn zoning off this road. And then right there as well. So now we can have some, make sure that the houses are all on the proper side of the road. And we need water this way, of course. Bring water from here in as well. Okay, so hopefully we'll see this get into use, and we'll do another project in the meantime. Let's actually just fill up the space with some houses in the meantime as well. Let's check the topography here. If I remember correctly, we couldn't zone any more houses over on that side. Yep. And then we have some industry demands. This slot right here is for our power plant, so we'll have to save that for a future build, but we don't have any warehouses in this town yet. And I feel like maybe we can get some warehouses right over here. Yeah, sometimes they can fit really nicely right in here, so let's try to get one right there. We'll use move it here, and we'll just try to fit it in so that it looks like it's a part of the rail station. And then what we'll do, just to make sure that trucks don't go crazy, is we'll go into the spawn points mod, and we'll bring it much farther into the asset than it is previously. All right, then we're gonna put it on empty, and we'll go into commercial zone goods. And then let's go and get 2 more warehouses. Why am I in that tab? Why am I in that tab? It's over here, Steven. And let's go with this one. That's too big. Is it? I don't know. We have a lot of farming industry. This might be beneficial to kind of place it right here and scooch it over. Yeah, okay, so let's just move this really quickly over to here, and let's grab this road. Whoa, where are we? Oh. We'll bring this out to about that point, and then let's grab that big warehouse. I think that's pretty cool. Now, we have a lot of farming industry in this town, so I think it's beneficial for us to have a larger warehouse, and plus it really fills in the space anyways. All right, so let's just use the move it mod. Oh, we'll do this first then. Empty. Zoned industry farming, and we'll scooch this one over a little bit. We'll grab this node, getting a bit close there, and let's grab this one again, and let's try and get this on the other side over here. So again, we'll push it down a lot, and then we'll exit out, grab the building spawn points mod, pull it back into the asset. There we go, and this one will be on empty as well. And you know, I'm a little nervous about putting the forestry over here because there's just so much on the other side of the city. But we'll see. We'll place it down and we'll see. All right, so what else can go in here? Well, we have an industry building that can go right here. We'll see what we get. And then over here as well, we have an industry building that we can also place. Is this in our district? I don't believe it is. So we have an opportunity. We can make it a farming industry, or we can make it industry square here. So I think what we'll do is we'll make this part industry square, and then we'll go into this tool here. We'll pull Prairie Station all the way out over here, which it probably should have already been. And we'll make Prairie Station over on this side. So, oh, and then over here too. I believe he said we're going to make this open space a high school, so we'll have to make sure we actually do that in the future. And the other building was over here. All right. And then this guy, we're going to move to the other side of the city, because why not? So we could place it over here, which would be for the farming industry. Or we could actually place it in the farming industry area as well, because it is just a lot of the same over here that maybe it would be nice to fit it in. We have the taxi depot right there. Yeah, let's place it down right here. We'll let the buildings destroy themselves. Then let's see what the zoning looks like too, but yeah, I think we should be fine with those buildings. Let's grab this. We'll go on to empty and we'll do forestry industry. All right, that asset really fits in. I like it. So we are seeing a issue over here, and that's definitely because of the amount of dirty industry we have over on this side. Yeah, so it is just touching over here. I don't think that'll become too much of an issue. Oh wow, look at this. All right. All right. Let's upgrade this road then. Yeah, so we're gonna go into the 4-lane road right here. No, upgrade. And we'll upgrade this one as well, and then we'll upgrade. Let's turn collision off. There we go. Let's just do a quick little hot fix of this garbage. Reset object. There we go. And yeah, all right. So what street is this? This is Davy Street. Is it actually Davy Street? No, it's Butch Cassidy Avenue. So let's bring Butch Cassidy right to here. Fantastic. Just gonna watch this for a few moments while this while we kind of see all of the traffic through here. Then let's make sure we have proper yield signs. We'll have these two be yield. We'll yield down over here. And we'll have yield over on this side. And is this a light? No, that can't be a light. We'll have the yield on this side. And I mean, this should all really be stop signs. We'll have these guys flow because we'll make it everybody yield. Everybody yield. And we'll just do that, and we'll straighten it right. Okay. And then over here, I also see that that is an issue. We'll fix that. And over here, what is it? We'll have a dedicated left, and then a straight and a right. And same thing. All right, so that was the first project. Took most of the episode, of course. I guess we can detail it a little bit. This should really be concrete all the way through. Shouldn't be anything else. So we can leave that. Fill this up with concrete. All right. Okay, so I'm glad that we got that done. It looks like some traffic is ceasing from this area. So if we go into this tab here again, we click this, we just look at the trucks. So we are still pulling from some areas, which is kind of funny, but it seems to be a lot less. And then let's go over into this road. And yeah, we're pulling a lot of the highway traffic over here, which is nice. And we're using up this this road again, which is also very nice. It looks like they're using Jones Street here as an on route, so we might need to look at upgrading Jones Street in the future when we do a traffic management episode or something in the future. But I don't want to do that today because there's a lot more I want to do, and I'm trying to kind of close up some doors that we've opened. And one of those doors that we've opened is Oak Lookout over here. This is the idea of building a nature reserve out this way. So what I'm thinking is we build a little nature reserve. It's going to be like a hiking trail through this hill if we go into this area. It's not going to take us long because we don't have a lot of the assets. But there's a beautiful area to go hiking. I mean, like, come on, look at this. And it even goes over into here, which I think we might look at extending the park area then. All the way past this gorge and up into here. Can we do this with the topography map on? We can, okay, nice. So we'll swing this down over into here. Perfect, okay. And then we'll stop it over there because that is territory of the lumber companies. So if we go into the topography map, let's try to find a flat area, flat-ish area to have like a bit of a staging ground for some of the hikers. Over here looks okay, but I think this area is probably the best spot. So this road's already seeing a lot of traffic, so let's try and maybe take it from this road here. Yeah. All right, so let's just go into our smoothing tab, smoothing tool, and let's just smooth out this terrain just in this little flat area over here, just to eliminate any little bumps. Alrighty. So we're going off of this one. Let's just take a basic road. We'll go for, you know, I kind of like the industry road for this idea. It kind of seems like a bit of an older, less maintained road. Bump it out to about that point, and then let's figure out where we kind of want this. So I think we should take the trees out from right in here. Maybe what we do is we curve it around, have some parking over here. Yeah, I like that idea. We kind of saved the space for this, so didn't really have anything else planned for this area. Let's actually try to make like a good 90-degree turn here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it out to about this point. We'll choose a little destination for this road. We'll bring it to that, bring it to there. We'll delete this section, and we'll delete 2 parts. And then we'll go into the nice curve tool, just like that. Fantastic. And now let's make sure we're actually in the park now. We are not. Alrighty. And we'll go into the park tool. Nature reserve. And you know, I think this one kind of works probably best for the situation, but I don't know, it's not really a national park. But I think this is the best gate for it. I don't know, this one does seem kind of good though. It's just a hiking trail with a couple lookouts, right? So we'll have this, we'll have backup like secondary parking as well, because this one is more for like, so it says national park on it, right? So I feel like this one's more for, you know, if there's like a key feature piece, or like a historical site, I feel like that's a good one. But I think for this, what we'll do is we'll place it down right here. Ta-da! And then we will get some of our parking assets. So we'll just use this one because I feel like this is a small enough parking lot for it. Have that, and then maybe we have just a little parking lot that we make from this tool right here. Let's bump it down one more. Yeah, that works. And then we'll do this, we'll do that, and then we'll just actually fill it in right there. Let's get some electric vehicle parking. And there we go. So let's get some trees. Let's go into our new tree tool. We'll use the live oaks, which is kind of the tree theme for this build. Nice big trees. We'll look at filling out the rest later on. And then, yeah, so I think the issue with nature reserves is that the starting nature reserve stuff is a little difficult. So we have Oak Lookout, which isn't going to be the name, but it's already got good enough entertainment value that we can kind of swing it to fit together a little bit. Because, you know, I don't really want this to be like a camping site. But let's use... Let's let's start with some paved pathways. Yeah, I think this might be nice if we have some paved pathways. It doesn't really blend that well into the starting asset. We'll start with just a little bit of paved path. Maybe not that path. Maybe what we do is we go into here and we grab this one. Yeah, we might need to do a bit of detailing work to get it to fit. Yeah, and then what I think is we'll go into the park, like city park assets here, and we'll get a an info booth. We'll have a little cafe down here as well. Let's bring it right here, and we'll have a washroom as well. Alrighty. So let's get a nice fence. So we are using the nature reserve fence for here, so I guess we'll have to continue using that fence, which is this one, I believe. Bring this fence to here for now. Oh, yeah, actually, I would have preferred if we had the fence from here. There we go. And then I was going to bring the fence out to here. Let's turn off all of these tools here. Makes it a bit easier to maintain. And then we'll bring this to there. Bring it out a bit farther. Let's turn them back on. And then we'll bring this down to here. There we go. Oh, look at this. So many people are coming here already. Alrighty, and we need to get some water into here, so we'll come down the road here. There we go, and then we'll bring the water into the park. Alright, so I don't think that's going to get us level 2. Not at all. But it's a good start, and what we can do is turn this paved path. Let's actually just shrink the paved path down. So let's see. We'll get a couple of these lights, actually. Alright. Let's try and fix this little bump. There we go. We can actually pave this whole area in. Just like that. Hey, that's gorgeous. Okay, we'll come back and do some detailing later on, because those assets don't actually count towards the nature reserve goal. So let's then grab this path here, and let's turn on the topography. And let's try and figure out where we want to go. So we're definitely going to get a lookout point up here. And then probably another one over here and over there. Let's start with a couple of hiking trails. So we'll bring this one out to here. And then we'll have a bit of a fork. So I'll go out this way, and then we'll go out this way. And this is where the lights will stop. And we'll turn onto this one here. And then let's go into freeform. And yeah, we'll have a bit of an easier hiking trail. We'll follow this terrain line, kind of. Yeah, and then we'll see, is there anything over here that's of note? Yeah, we'll come out right to this corner. Let's go back to the view. I know I'm just kind of skipping over some terrain there, but that's okay. Yeah, I kind of just cut through that terrain there, didn't I? So let's just go into this tool right here really quickly, and we'll just look at smoothing it out a little bit. All right, so we got one. I think we'll have this one connect up into this one as well. So let's go back to here. Just grab this road actually from this point. Back to the topography. And yes, we're gonna have this one go over there. And maybe what we do is we actually grab this road and we'll go straight out. Kind of have like a three-way junction here. And we'll go back down to this road, our path. And this one's going to go right up the hill. So we're going to swing out this way. And then we're going to swing over to here. We'll climb up the hill, take a bit of a turn. Up the hill again. And then we'll arrive at the top and we'll detail it up at another point once we get the assets. And then I'm thinking right here, we swing up the hill over on this side. And then we'll connect up right here. We didn't leave ourselves the greatest of spots there, but I think it's gonna be fine. All right. And so that's good. Let's do this pathway now. Come up over here. Yeah, I think this will work. And then we'll come up over into that side. And then we'll also go in this direction. Right up to there. Alrighty. And I think we'll need a couple of different connections. Like that. I think that works. And will probably be good for the other sides as well. Okay, it's a bit tricky to see. Maybe this, it's a lot better of a view. All right, very nice. So Oak Lookout is going to be named Green Couple Dome. I forget if Green Couple is one word or two. Thank you, David, for the suggestion. It comes from, I believe he said it was Dutch name for Green Hill, retranslated back, oh, double. Translated back into English from Dutch, so like an English term, green, like a, holy cow. The English name for like a green forested hill, translated into Dutch, which is something, and then translated back into English, which is kind of like a common thing to see for these types of names. Like another name for it was Greenberg, which is going to be the name of the lumber district. So I think Greenberg is going to be this community over on this side from Prairie Station. Perhaps like Prairie Station, whoa. Perhaps Prairie Station was the original town, and then maybe some German and Dutch settlers came to the area, and they settled on the other side of the train tracks. And this is the name of the town now. So we'll go into here. We got Greenberg. Greenberg will come down into here. And for now, we'll just leave it on this side of the rails, and we'll bring Greenberg all the way into here, just really roughly, you know. And then we don't really need it to be all the way over there. All right, actually it does need to come up this way. All right, we'll deal with that when we actually need it. Let's bring Greenberg out into here, and we'll leave the rest of it to be Prairie Station. Okay, so yeah, that worked great. Let's see. Greenberg's over here now. Okay. So we don't need to get that much farther. So what I think is, I think what we do is we designate one area to be like a campground area. And none of it is actually like the best of campgrounds. Like this is too close to the farming industry, so or a lumber industry. So I think we'll just designate this area to be a bit of a campground area. Again, it's not the greatest area for a campground, but maybe right down in here we could get a path, and that could be cool. So we'll dive down here. And, you know, they'll just be temporary, really. And oh, we should definitely get a path down this gorge here. Very cool. Okay. So let's just get some of these assets in so that we can level up the park. So I think we go with some of these fire pits, campfire sites. And we'll just use this area over here as a bit of a campground. Let's grab this path. We'll just stick it out a little bit. And then we'll just use move it or not. And we'll just add in a couple of these assets here. Back into our forest brush, and we'll just try and fill that in a little bit. Fill this area up a little bit more. Yeah, and then we'll refill this area up with trees now that we've kind of defined the area. Very nice. Okay, we might get some buildings on this side actually, so we'll just leave some of it out. Nice little forested cafe. Let's actually take out the trees right around here. It's a bit too much. Too many trees. And let's see. Yeah, so we're way beyond the point, so we're actually just about to level it up. So I say we just do a bit of zoning while we wait for that to level up. Shouldn't take too long. How is everything flowing over here? Seems to be pretty good. Hey, there we go. Look at that. We didn't even get to zoning. Yeah, things are still flowing pretty good. That's nice. And then over here, yeah, there's still lots. So you know what? I think they're sharing pretty nicely. I think the two, they've learned to share. That's great. This one is definitely less used, but I think it'll be more used once we get some farming industry going as well. It definitely was a concern of mine putting them back to back. It's something I really wanted to do. It was concerning because of the amount of traffic that's going to flow through here. So we'll have to have a video where we look at making these one-ways, for example, these two roads. I think it's Man and Holt or Street or something. No, Galatia and Man Street. Yeah, they'll definitely need to become one-ways, but I don't have time to do that today because I wanted to kind of fill out a little bit more and do a lot more than just kind of some zoning like we have been previously. So let's get these viewing decks in and then we'll call it a day, folks. So we also have this tent camping site. Maybe we can throw this out over here to kind of add those levels in our little camping zone. Alrighty, so viewing decks. I think this one is a great spot for this. Now let's go with the shorter one. So let's just place it down. There we go, and then we'll use move it to readjust it. No road access. Is it not in the park or something? There we go. Yeah, so this one I feel should definitely come right from there. It goes just over the edge of the cliff. Be a really nice view. Yeah, very nice. Definitely have to come back and do detailing another time once we start getting some of these ones. Like these lookout points are gonna be so nice for the towers. So we definitely need that there. Maybe we get a lookout by the campground area. I don't want to stick this one out too far because this does look like a pretty steep cliff. So I'm just gonna stick it to about there, to about that point. We're gonna swing this one down. We'll swing it around like that so we don't lose everything. And maybe that's the day hike, and you get to camp overnight, and you look out over there. These ones are gonna do the towers, so we're not gonna get a lookout point. But over here we need a lookout point. So let's go with the big one. And we'll stick this one out farther into the water because you want us to be able to see around the corner, right? Around like both bends of the river. So we need to extend out the district. Whew, that's a dangerous one. Definitely needs yearly maintenance after the winter. Okay, we'll move that tree out of the way. Beautiful, beautiful view. All right. Did we get to the next level? Oh yeah, we're good. All right, so we'll come back to Green Couple Dome Park. Trail or something. Yeah, trails. There we go. And yeah, we'll call it a day, folks. So what did we do today? Well, we added in a new rail line with tons of goods to sell. Holy cow. Which is great. And we also got the park in here. So since yeah, you know what? We're gonna probably have another video where we dedicate like level 5 park. So I think what we'll do is we'll come down into here for the picture, or the thumbnail, that's the term. Yeah, not really the best of views here, is there? But I think this one works. So have a lovely day, folks. I'll talk to you soon. Back in Brockton County, where we're gonna not do the airport for the first time in about a month more. So have a great day. Talk to you Monday. Peace out.